641 Heraclius, Emperor of Byzantium 610-641, dies at about 65. 731 Gregory Roman II, Greek-Syrian Pope 715-731, dies at about 62. 821 Benedict of Aniane, Frankish Benedictine monk, reformer under Charlemagne and saint, dies BC 747. 824 Paschal I, Italian Pope 817-24, dies. 867 Theodora, the saint, beauty queen empress of Byzantine, dies. In 1141 Hugo of St-Victor, philosopher, theologist and mystic, dies. In 1160 Minamoto no Yoshitomo, Japanese general b. 1123. In 1503 Elisabeth of York, Queen Consort of England and wife of King Henry VII, dies of a post-partum infection on her 37th birthday. In 1543 Ahmed Gran, Sultan of Adal, dies in battle at Wayna Daga. In 1622 Alfonso Fontanelli, Italian composer Ferrara School, dies at 64. In 1626 Pietro Cataldi, Italian mathematician, dies at 77. In 1680 Elisabeth of the Palatinate, German philosopher, and abbess corresponded with René Descartes, dies at 61. In 1685 David Teniers III, Flemish painter, dies at 46. In 1709 Louise Hollandine, abbess and painter, daughter of King Frederik V of the Palatinate and Elizabeth Stuart, dies at 86. In 1713 Jahandar Shah, Mughal Emperor of India 1712-13, beheaded at 51 B. 1664. In 1755 Francesco Scipione, Marchese di Maffei, Italian archaeologist and dramatist Merope, dies at 79. In 1762 Johann Tobias Krebs, German organist and composer, dies at 71. In 1763 William Shenstone, English poet, dies at 48. In 1795 Carl Michael Bellman, Swedish songwriter, composer, musician, and poet, dies of tuberculosis at 55. In 1797 Antoine Dauvergne, French composer, dies at 83. In 1806 Vicente Mart N.Y. Soler, Valencian composer, dies at 51. In 1828 DeWitt Clinton, American politician, senator, governor and mayor of New York, had Erie Canal constructed, dies at 58. In 1829 Alexander Griboyedov, Russian playwright b. 1795. In 1841 Ferdinand Olivier, German painter, Nazarene movement, dies at 55. American romantic landscape painter Hudson River School, dies of pleurisy at 47. In 1862 Elizabeth Siddal, British poet and artist b. 1829. In 1866 William Thomas Brand, English chemist, professor of chemistry at the Royal Institution, dies at 78. In 1868 Leon Foucault, French physicist whose pendulum proved that the Earth rotates, dies at 48. In 1870 Jacob de Kempeneer, Dutch lawyer and Minister of Internal Affairs 1848-49, dies at 76. In 1870 Leopold Eugen Machura, Czech composer, dies at 66. In 1878 Gideon Welles, 24th U.S. Secretary of the Navy under Presidents Abraham Lincoln and Andrew Johnson, dies at 75. In 1879 Honoré Dormier, French caricaturist, painter, and sculptor, dies at 70. In 1879 Willem Josephus van Zegelen, Dutch author, dies at 67. In 1882 Gustav Schmidt, German composer and conductor, dies at 65. In 1888 William Kelly, American inventor pneumatic process of steelmaking, dies at 76. In 1892 Eric Anton Valdemar Saboni, Danish organist and composer, dies at 63. In 1894 Emilio Arrieta, Spanish opera and zarzuela composer Maria, dies at 70. In 1899 George Morgan, first English motorist to die in a motor accident, dies. In 1901 Milan I, King of Serbia 1882–89, who unexpectedly abdicated in favor of his 12-year-old son Alexander I, dies at 56. In 1903, Henryk Schulk, Polish violinist and composer, dies at 67. In 1911, Albert Salman Anselm von Rothschild, Austrian banker and member of the Rothschild banking family of Austria, dies at 66. In 1917, Oswaldo Cruz, Brazilian physician b. 1872. In 1918, Tatu Batul, Empress of Ethiopia 1889–13 and founder of Addis Ababa, dies at 66 or 67. In 1922, Gerard Bolland, Dutch philosopher Bolland Society, dies at 67. In 1923, Wilhelm Killing, German mathematician known for his work on Lie algebras, dies at 75. In 1925, Aristide Bruant, French cabaret singer, chanson artiste, composer, comedian, and Montmartre nightclub owner, dies at 73. In 1927, Joel Engel, Russian musicologist, Jewish folk songs, composer, Numi, and music publisher, dies at 58. In 1931, Charles Algernon Parsons, British inventor steam turbine, dies at 76. In 1937, Walter Burley Griffin, American architect, L-shaped floor plan, carport, who designed Australia's capital Canberra and the NSW towns of Griffith and Leeton, dies of peritonitis at 60 after gallbladder surgery in Lucknow, India. In 1938, James A. Teniers, American champion rower and coach Teniers Trophy namesake, dies at 86. In 1939, Franz Schmidt, Austro-Hungarian cellist, pianist, and composer, dies at 64. In 1940, Gunnar H. Seekert, Finnish athlete, Olympic gold 5000 m 1936, dies of war wounds at 29. In 1940, John Butchan, Scottish politician, Governor-General of Canada 1935–40, writer The 39 Steps, and historian, dies at 64. In 1941, Rudolf Hilferding, Austrian-German Marxist economist, SPD Minister of Finance, dies in Gestapo custody at 63. In 1943, Bess Houdini, American-German stage assistant and wife of Harry Houdini, dies from heart attack at 67. In 1944, Ivan Solutinsky, friend of Russian composer Dmitry Shostakovich, dies. In 1945, Al Jubin, Swiss-American song lyricist, tiptoe through the tulips, I Only Have Eyes for You, dies at 53. In 1945, J.S.H. Lokoman, Dutch resistance fighter, dies in Nujangam. In 1948, Sergei Eisenstein, Russian director, Battleship Potemkin, dies at 50. In 1950, Kiki Kyler, American baseball, HOF right fielder, World Series 1925, Pittsburgh Pirates, 4 NL stolen base leader, MLB All-Star 1934, Chicago Cubs, dies at 51. In 1952, Charles Scribner, Roman III, American book publisher, dies at 62. In 1954, Adolf M. Christiansen, Justice of the North Dakota Supreme Court, dies at 76. In 1958, Ernest Jones, Welsh psychoanalyst, biographer of Freud, life work of Sigmund Freud, dies at 79. In 1959, Marshall Teague, American auto racer, Daytona Road Course Strictly Stock Car winner 1951–52, AA National Stock Car Champion 1952–54, dies.